Hi, welcome back. It's Laura here at Hyperstamper. I've just added the finishing touches to this beautiful antique junk journal. So what I did here is I really layered up tons and tons of bits of doily and vintage cotton, and I added some vintage bracelet pieces here and a little bit of vintage chain. And I just love all the different layers. Even back here is a different doily. So I think I've got 5 different doily bits on here. And then this here is another little bonus journal, just a little mini one. But this is a book from 1889, and it came to me in great disrepair. So here we go. It's got this original marbling with the gold on it, which was just like a real pièce de résistance back in the 1800s to have gold marbling. And so that's the original first page of the book. And then I added lots of fun little pages here, lots of space for you to write in. That is from 1951, Rochester, New York University. And then that is a vintage playing card. We've got lots of little pages here from vintage books. That's just a little antique photograph of William Lilly, vintage fabric pocket there, and more vintage pages here. And at the back here, oh, not at the back yet, I've got this sweet little 1920s page with some journaling space there, and that's all tucked into this vintage dictionary page. And that brings us to the back of the book, and I just made a little pocket here, and there's a little early 1900s page there. So that's that little journal. Isn't that sweet? It's even got a little tiny ribbon bangle. Now on the inside, as you know, I've stuffed it full of antique and vintage ephemera and treats here. So it's sort of like a little journey through time and a look at yesteryear, if you will. So this was a library book, so it's got the original tape marks where they would have had their signing out sheets. And there's another one of those wonderful university yearbook pages. It's just a great little group picture there. And I pulled this from an early 1900s book about a poem about kindness and truth. And I really like that poem. And there's the original publication date of this book, 1958. And that I pulled from a vintage book as well. It was actually an advertisement for books. Kind of cool. And then this is a botanical page, Trees of America, vintage, and a vintage bird watching log book from the 70s. Just some fun clusters. And then this is early 1900s as well. Just a fun little piece there. And a 1936 Paris, France almanac page. And that was just at the start of World War II. So it's got some really cool satirical and really fascinating news bits there, and you can put that into Google Translate with your Google camera. More fun and wonderful little poems there. And this is a great 1940s Theatre World magazine page. I love the advertisements on there, all to do with the world of entertainment. It's really cool. And a 1940s children's book page there as well. And then I've got a 1930s flinch card, number 10 on there, and a couple of bits of Monopoly money that are vintage, and you can journal on the backs of those. And this is really cool. This is, I'm going to say, do you remember? But when you used to get milk delivered to your door, the milkman would give you a whole pack of these coupons, and they were for different things. So if you wanted him to bring back cream the next day, you would put this little ticket inside the milk neck. See, like that? And he would know that the next day you wanted to have a half pint of cream, or milk, or butter, or whatever it was that he brought. Isn't that neat? And this is a vintage piece with antique paper on the back for more writing space. More botanical tree pages. And this is from a vintage box of unused library plates, or book plates, I should say. You would add your name onto there. And this is from a 1950s pilot's logbook from the British Royal Navy. And this pilot was a commercial pilot. So you can see all the places he flew to and from and how many hours he spent in the air. It's really very cool. You can do a lot of fun things with that if you like to collage as well, or you just like history. And this is lovely. This is a player piano piece. And it's still got the words, and of course you read the words upwards. And this is in your arms for, and then I would imagine the next word was ever. And vintage dictionary page, and here's a pretty little booklet here with my antique paper cutoffs for more writing space, and a pearl shop receipt from the 50s. And then that is an early 1900s arithmetic book page from a children's school book. That is an 1850s engraving plate from the Book of Hogarth's works. This is a beautiful one, actually. And yeah, so I just love that one. It's so thick and wonderful. Half pennies, so you can tell where that came from, right? This is a 1948 Fashions Through the Ages page there. That is authentically vintage. More children's book pages. Look at that curly tail, the little squirrel there in the pond. Oh, it's just adorable, very enchanting. A vintage ledger page, and I pulled this from an antique music book, What a Friend. And then I've got some of my pressed flowers in here. I just love how that turned out. They're a little delicate. And then this here is from the 1800s, the little girl with the doctor in the room there. And that is all mounted on top of a 1950s crochet book page. And then there's another great little vintage page, and believe it or not, that is about a butterfly, and he's looking at the little cocoon there. And this is a great place to journal. All here, lots of space there. And then that shows you the name of the book, which was the Girl Scout Rally. And this is from 1968. We've got this great game piece, just a fun piece to have, funny bone. Early 1900s plate, got the pelicans there, and here, sorry, let me push him back in. Look at that gorgeous plate there, lovely. And early 1900s piece here, and an 1890s, whoopsie, here we go. Oh yeah, I did this awesome cluster here. Look at this. So I'm obsessed with doing this now. You'll see a lot of these coming up. I just love doing these cluster pages. I've always done clusters, but these are whole pages. I've almost got a whole book filled. Very exciting. So you can journal on the back of that. And there is a piece of a very large book that I wasn't able to turn into a journal because it had so much damage to it, but makes a great journaling tag. Nice and thick and heavy. And this is just a really cute 1920s children's book page. Got a birthday cake. You can journal on the back of that as well. And then this is a page from 1933. Look at the artwork on here. Maxwell House Coffee. Oh my gosh, this is so great. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Look at the frocks on there. Just lovely, lovely historical piece there. And then this plate, which is just darling. And this is also from about 1920. Full color. 1940s children's book page here and here. And I just love this, The Great Days. That is the back cover of a dust jacket on the inside. And then this here, look at this. Isn't that great, from 1895? It's fabulous, advertising these beautiful jackets from Chicago. You can mail order them. And that is a Danish illustration from the 40s, quite hilarious. And a vintage recipe book page. And then in here, I've got these wonderful treats. Look at this whole huge snap card from the 1920s. I love that image on there. And this is also from the 1930s. Paper on the back to journal. And then there is a hand-typed research page that you can journal on as well. And it's just this wonderful 1950s nursery rhyme book here for children. Some lovely little poems there as well. And this is from a bookkeeping course book. Another one of these fun clusters. I love my clusters. They're just children's book pages. There's the original checkout from the library piece here. And that is from the 60s, but yeah, from the 60s, probably underneath is right up early 60s, because it was a 1958 book. And there's just another little spot to journal on there, and the original library pocket. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. It's in my Etsy shop now, hyperstamper.etsy.com. Come back soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Bye for now.